So you're currently broadcasting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can first, Joy, if you want to just start talking.
Yeah. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this talk. Welcome to Utrecht. Welcome to Utrecht University. My name is Joy de Jong, and I'm the manager of Skills Lab, University Utrecht Skills Lab. And I want to tell you a bit about academic writing, what's new, but also what kind of support can you get from our Skills Lab and via our Skills Lab. I think we're just trying out now whether everything is all right. There's a phone call coming in, but I don't think it's important or relevant. Louis is behind me.
I was going to click something quite quickly.
Yeah.
Could you guys tell us if you hear me? I'm just going to quickly check the sound device we have. Microphone.
Yeah, you can hear us.
Yeah, hello, can you hear us?
Yes. Yes.
Can you hear us better now? What do you think the microphone is on this device?
I think somewhere below, somewhere here.
All right.
Because if I do like this, then they don't hear me anymore. So this is how I usually talk to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, welcome to this spectacular webinar through YouTube. It's all new, it's all special, and we hope it will work. You see the title, my slide, what's new in academic writing? Yeah. First, to introduce, I would like to say who we are. You see my name first, Joy de Jong. I'm the manager, and I've got a peer tutor assisting me. She will help with the questions and the remarks. Maybe, Sunny, you can just show yourself.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Sanne, and I work at Skills Lab as a student and coach.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Sanne. Sanne will, as I say, collect your questions and remarks. You can put them in the on the website, and then after half an hour, we will try to answer your questions. I will go through the slides, explain things. I will show websites that are useful, so I hope all the links are working. And I hope it's useful for you to get this information. And welcome. Welcome is a word I will use very frequently. So webinar, about 30 minutes, then 15 minutes for the Q&A. Put them in the comment section and we'll try to address them after 30 minutes. Okay, this webinar, what I'm going to talk about. Usually we give a workshop and then I ask you to discuss in groups what's new, but this is the other way around, so I will tell you what's new, what might be difficult or challenging, and where to get support. I think that's a very interesting question for you. I would like to start with a brief appetizer, and I hope it works. So I will now see if I get this one. Here maybe. It doesn't seem to work. Yeah. Just a moment, please.
You want to show on YouTube? Okay. We probably won't be able to display that at the moment with the live streaming showing
Oh,
the live stream is
okay. Okay.
Do you think you could do that?
Yes, we can do it. Yeah. I think my slides will be sent to you, or you will be made available. And it was just a funny, very funny Rowan Atkinson scene about academic writing and his essay and the feedback he got from his essay. So it's just for the laugh. So without laugh, we continue. Let me see, because now just a moment, Louis. My slides is not changing. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad Louis just visited our skills lab where we now and can just physically help me. I would like to ask you to take 2 minutes to write down or think for yourself what's new in academic writing, what could be new for you, and what might be a challenge. So take a few minutes to think about it, reflect on it by yourself. Okay, don't know if this was exactly 2 minutes, but it's now 15:08, so I think more or less. And I will share, well, our ideas about what could be new and what might be a challenge. You're all, as we say, international students, so not coming from the Netherlands. Maybe for you, you will be writing in a second language. Not all of you, because some have English as their native language, but if you write academically in our university, probably it will be in English and might be a second language and might give a new challenge. Might also be that you're unfamiliar with our educational system. For example, the way the grading system, the way the schedules are, the lectures, how they are organized. So that might also be a challenge for you. Third, it might be a challenge how to communicate with staff, specifically if you're from a different culture where you're used to have a different way of communicating, maybe less direct or more hierarchical, which is a very difficult word to pronounce for Dutch. So that might also be a challenge, how to approach your professors. But academic writing is a challenge for Dutch students too. So I also want to share a few of the challenges our Dutch students have with academic writing. They often also write in a second language if they write in English. Most of the time in the bachelor, there's still some writing in Dutch, but most masters write in English. So the Dutch students might have the same issues or challenges in writing when they in the second language. And also for Dutch students, academic genres, as they say, so text types, might be new. So they're not familiar with, for example, a thesis or an essay or a paper. So in that um, you can you're in the same similar position than the Dutch students. And also a challenge is that the expectations might be unclear. For example, what is an academic style? What's expected from you as an academic writer, new academic writer? Our Dutch students have the same questions. And finally, science is not easy. Science is difficult, it's thinking, um, theories, methods. It's a high cognitive challenge. So the writing about the science is also not easy. So don't panic if you think it's difficult, because even PhDs and professors also say academic writing is difficult. Let me just for 1 minute check with my colleagues here if everything is going all right. Sound?
Hi, yes, I just found a microphone. Sound issue.
Okay.
So we're going to try and see if this microphone makes it sound better.
Okay. So the sound is not.
Hello? Hello, hello? Try this one, this might work a bit better.
Okay. Got a brand new microphone on my right hand side, and we hope this will give a better sound so you can hear me. Oh, and now Louis, can you help me get my slides again? This one? Yeah. Okay. So we discussed, or I told you about a few challenges you might have. Maybe it's interesting to have a brief look at what could be typical for academic writing. So what is academic writing? And that's a very difficult question because there are differences. And this depends on, for example, the discipline. So, for example, writing in history can be very different from, for example, writing in math, where there are formulas and other things, while history is more telling stories. Related to this is that the research method also influences what the type of writing is. For example, if you have quantitative, for example, with statistics, it's very straightforward, usually introduction, method, results, tables. Oh, is it black screen? I see black screen. You too?
Yeah.
Okay. Louis. Just a minute, please. Black screen.
Okay, let's see.
Turning black.
Yeah.
And do you want to unplug the mic? Because someone saying it's worse.
Yeah, we can definitely unplug the mic.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Good.
Okay. Thank you very much, Louis. Yeah. Okay. So, depends on what we said. The discipline, domain of study, the research method. If you have statistics, it's a straightforward structure. Whereas qualitative research usually has more narrative-like way of writing. And then, as I said, genre is it an essay, a paper, a thesis, report, all different kinds of academic writing. And don't forget even individual preferences from your teacher or professor. Maybe they will give the impression that it's a general thing. Academic writing is a clear thing, and there is good and there's bad academic writing, but believe me, there are many differences among professors and teachers of what the right way is. So it's rather a challenge to find out what's expected from you. Meanwhile, we could give a few more general rules. So one example is from, there it is, Lincoln, University of Lincoln. They say any evidence used to support an argument must be based on reliable research. I think that's very important. So we don't say something just out of nothing. We always want support. Objectivity is better than subjectivity. Both sides of the argument must be presented. So not only arguments for, but also against, pros and cons. Emotional language should only be used with great care. I like this one because they don't say emotional language is forbidden, but only with great care. And critical analysis is vital because science or academia, we are very critical. Is it really true? Can you state it? Can you support your ideas? So it's critical analysis is vital. Another example of what I hope this works is not YouTube. So let me see. Well, I'm afraid. Sorry, just a minute. I'll check with Louis.
Yeah.
Can I show websites or because how should I control?
Yeah, I can let you show the websites, but share screen. We can add a Google Chrome tab. What would you like to share?
Yeah, it's here. Or should I? Otherwise, I can do it live. That's better.
Yes, that would be
Okay.
better indeed for the stream. We can share these links later so that you can do them.
Yeah.
So check that you can change your slides. Yeah, you can change your slides again.
But can I now show just open Google?
Well, in order to share this this currently, let's see. Yeah, so this website?
Yeah.
Sure, I can look right.
Yeah.
Would you like me to show this in the stream as well?
Yeah, please.
Yes. You can just scroll and it should be able to show it.
Okay. This seems to be working. You will get the links. Is it working? Okay. I just checked it again. I don't see myself, but it's not you've seen me enough, I think. Yes, we were sharing the ideas of what could be academic writing. Now, this is from our website, Skills Lab. You see workshop Skills Lab, and then writing tutoring, and then tips for academic writing. So we have here 5 golden rules, and it's also a bit an idea about, it's similar to Lincoln, a few ideas about what's important in academic writing, that it's about knowledge transforming. It's good, see number 2, to divide the work into steps, so don't try to do everything simultaneously, and specifically don't try to write a perfect first draft, because, as I said, it's very difficult science. Academic writing is cognitively very demanding, so it's too difficult to write the first draft already as a perfect one. Rather objective, 3, we already had it. Number 4, ask around. This is very important, what the academic conventions are. There are differences, so talk with professors, peers, senior students, housemates, etc. And more specific, look for examples, because an essay might be different from what you are used to write, or an essay in one discipline is a different thing than an essay in another discipline. So always look for examples and then analyze the examples. What's the structure, the organization, what kind of style, what reference system is being used, and try to, well, do a bit the same. And number 5, also very important, talk about your writing with your friends, your peers, and also with a writing tutor, because you're welcome at our Skills Lab Writing Center. I think I will stay on this website and not go directly back to my slides, because what I wanted to show you are interesting websites on where to find support. So, support in your academic writing. We are already on the website Skills Lab. So I will open it for you. Workshop Skills Lab. Skills Lab is a general department, so to say, from Utrecht University, and we collaborate with all kind of colleagues, library and study advisors and study skills teachers, and try to collect everything which is available for you and present it in our website, so it's easy for you to find it. And you can just, for example, find a workshop, you click, and then there is a list of workshops, but you can also filter, more filters, category, for example, improve your writing styles, and then you can filter and what might be interesting, more filters, language, for example, that it's in English or Dutch. Study phase, lesson type, individual, or it's a workshop, how long it will take. So here in this way you can find the core and workshops. So we go back, and there are all kind of courses online, and there is the costs. The costs and language is presented here, and there is quite a list. Also, I want to show you writing tutoring. As I said, we have a writing center. Sanne is one of our writing tutors. Maybe you are familiar with the idea of a writing center and writing tutors from your own university. A tutor is a student who can help you with your writing. It is free, no costs. You can come a few times if you want to. You can book a tutoring session very easily. If you see book a tutoring session, and then you can see, for example, September next week on Tuesday, this 10, 11, 12, on Wednesday, Thursday. So that's very easy. But I would like to point at this one, which is very important, what to expect and what not to expect. And our writing tutors know a lot about writing, but they are not language teachers. So specific language questions or check your English or whatever, that's not what we are for. Our tutors can help you with all kind of ideas, strategies, handouts, but they will teach you how you can improve your skills, and not specifically your text, but your skills, so you can solve your own problems. That's what is the goal of this tutoring. And they can show you, if you have other questions, like here, as I said, language skills, they can show you where you can find courses and workshops. So if you want to, you're very welcome to make an appointment with one of our tutors, but please read our website so that you know what to get there. Let me just see. Yes, I think that's on the website of this orientation. We have also a page, Skills Lab, and on that page you can find all kind of information, also on like webinars and specific courses and what's available for you. So you can check it on your own orientation website. I think that's better than that I will show you by now, because we have to change again. So finally, I think I have another 3 minutes, and maybe we'll take a bit more. We go back again to tips for academic writing. I've shown you the golden rules, and I want to finish with the golden websites. You can find them on our website, as I said, so you can open them always and everywhere. So I want to show you a few useful websites. Hope it's working. Purdue Online Writing Lab. Open. Yes. Online Writing Lab. They have all kind of information, handouts on all kind of subjects. Writing. So the writing process you see here on the left, but also grammar, punctuation. What we really like is their, let me see if I can find it, on paragraphs, and paragraphing is very good. Transitional devices is very interesting. It's about how to connect sentences and paragraphs. So really nice. I can, for example, see transitional devices, and then you get a list words you can use to when you want to add, compare, or prove. So Purdue Online Writing Lab, nice website. Then the second one, UNC handout, University of North Carolina. Similar, but the big difference is that they offer more information, more background information. So Purdue is more for the quick ideas, and UNC is a bit more elaborate, so to say. And they also have small videos, 2-minute videos. You see then the camera, and then there is video. I thought I show you, for example, abstracts, then scientific writing, and then abstracts, just to give you an idea about how this is different. What's this about? And what's very good is they write also why write an abstract, so a bit more background information. What's the idea when do people write abstracts, types of abstract. So it's not just abstract is ABC, but it really helps you to make your own decisions and choices. So, and examples. So this is what the advantage of the UNC handouts website is. And then the jewel in the crown, maybe, the Manchester Phrase Bank, which is actually a bank with phrases. They collected phrases from all kind of academic journal articles and put it in the bank. So let's see. Here is the bank. On the left, you see general language functions. So, for example, you want to define terms, and then click. And then, for example, indicating difficulties in defining a term, and then you get phrases. All kind of examples, and you can be sure that this is academic language because it's taken from academic journal articles. But also, if you see in here above, this are, so you could say, parts or sections of a piece of writing. So, for example, describing methods, describing the process, phrase. So this is really, well, a gold mine, so to say. One tip, I would say, don't use it to write your first draft, but use it in your revision. So I would say write your first draft just in your own words, and then if you see, for example, well, I use the same words over and over again, is there an alternative? Then go to the bank and see how you could change your phrases and get new ideas. So not write by just copy pasting these phrases, but use them for your revision. So this is the phrase bank. Then number 4, UEFAP, using English for academic purposes. There's a book going with this one, and the nice thing of this website is the exercises. So, for example, you see that what I did yesterday, spelling, all kind of exercises. Just click on one. Oh, this is a difficult one. Sorry. Common spelling mistakes. You can choose the right one, and then below you always check your answers, and then you can see the correct spelling is highlighted. So my specifically language issues, and you want to improve this and do exercises, this one is really great. We're almost there. The last one is effective strategy for academic writing. This is my book, and there is a website going with it, but I think it's specifically useful if you come to the Writing Center and have a meeting with one of our tutors, and they will use forms and theory and examples from this book. But you can, well, just take a look. So, 5 golden websites for academic writing, I would say use them. And then you see here, topic sentence, we are planning to give more handouts and more information available on our website. So this will be elaborated during the year. Just take a look at my, I think this is it. So give me a minute and I'll check with Sanne what's in your questions and comments. And I have to get back to.
You want to get back to your slide?
Yeah, no, well, yeah, what to with the camera? I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm still on camera. Remarks? Remarks are welcome too. Meantime, I take just a bit of water. I got a tip from Sanne that our tutoring is available online because of COVID-19, of course. And we hope we can do it face-to-face again, just partly from the 1st of September on, but otherwise it's via Teams. So it's available, very easily available. What? There's a question about the spelling, if it's, say, American British or American. I think it differs, depends. Sometimes some people in the Netherlands use the British one, and other ones the American. It also depends on your discipline, because in some disciplines they are really used to the American spelling. But I would not bother so much. They usually say use one type of spelling during one document, so don't change. But ask your professor. Are there any more questions or remarks, Summer? Okay, I'll give you another 2 minutes to share your comments and or questions. Yep. There's a question whether we offer any support for people with students with dyslexia. I'm not really sure. There's one thing like you can just come to our writing center, talk with the tutor, and, for example, see at which points your dyslexia hampers you in your writing, because it might maybe make it easier for you to handle it if you know that there is a lot of activities in the writing process in which this dyslexia might not even play any role at all. So in that sense, you're welcome to just talk it over with one of our writing tutors to see how you can, well, sometimes even get away from this idea that it well, have a negative influence on your writing. And this reminds me of the fact that our, for example, half of our writing tutors also are study tutors. So we have, since half a year, they had extra training in also study skills. So if you have any questions, for example, on making a planning, or preparing for an exam, or whatever, there will also be webinars, but there is also study tutoring. You can find it on our website. There's writing tutoring and study tutoring. There is a question, how can we improve our writing skills, and is reading reliable research a good method? Well, I think you can improve your writing style skills also sometimes by just doing a course, or maybe a brush up online course. But reading is a very good way to improve your writing, because then you expand your vocabulary, you see examples of sentences, you get a feeling of what's what's appropriate, what style, what words. So I would definitely advise to read as much as possible. And in the second language, you could also, for example, read or just watch movies or BBC television news programs, just to get used to this language. But that's when it is the language problem. But the writing is also practicing, doing, talk about it, and maybe, well, try to find a course. Might also help get all kind of ideas. I'm just looking at Sana whether there's something more.
Someone asked me if any other websites you can recommend for looking for literature or maybe for school.
Okay, that's a nice question. Websites for finding literature other than Google Scholar. I would suggest go to, you can also find it if you on Skills Lab website. Our library colleagues know a lot about it, and they have also an online course on finding literature. I think it's even on the orientation website. You can find a link, but otherwise go to Skills Lab website. And anyway, you will find information, skills, the library, and that are the experts in finding and selecting and evaluating sources. And maybe at some point in November we will do a thesis kickoff, as we call it, and then there will be a workshop from one of our library colleagues on finding and selecting literature. And also ask otherwise your professors, because every discipline has its own, so to say, program or system on where to find the literature, Tyclit or Picata or whatever. So that specific disciplinary seeking machines, so to say. That's how it's called. Okay. I get the impression that there are no questions anymore. So I would say, can I go to the next slide? Yes. Thank you for attending this webinar. You see our names again, Sana and Joy. And once again, welcome to discuss your writing assignment, essay, paper, thesis, or studying process with one of our peer tutors. Go to the website, ask, talk, and I'm sure you will find your way in this Utrecht University. And maybe even, well, in 6 weeks or so, because now you will get information all over you, maybe get information overload. But maybe after 4 or 5 weeks you think, well, and now here I am, and I hope you remember us, and you know where to find us, and we can, well, make it more or less lonely and more together, this whole process of studying at Utrecht University. So I would say welcome, bye. Did I forget anything, Sana?
No, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Louis will post the slides so you can find all the links and even the links I didn't show because of the change of the screen. And I hope this was interesting for you. And I wish you a good time, good orientation still today and tomorrow. And see you at Skills Lab. Yeah.